If you suck at playing Zeus, Master of Olympus, maybe you're using housing block in the wrong way. Use mine. This is the 4 housing block that can improve your gameplay.
How to beat Zeus,
Master of Olympus.
in Olympian difficulty level with me.
I bring you games.
Alright, so this is the final stage of 101 type housing block. The upside of this housing block, first one, this housing block can sustain maximum 2,160 population. So it means that you're gonna get 2 more population monuments automatically. The first one once you reach 1,000, the second one once you reach 2,000 population. Okay? Then the second upside is this housing block has a perfect cycle. What is perfect cycle? What I mean perfect cycle is there is only one building for each type. For example, there's only one maintenance building, one fountain, one watch post, one tax office, one gymnasium, etc. Right? So there's no 2 fountains here. There's only one. So that's what I said is a perfect cycle. So it's not costing repeatedly the same building for the workers. Okay. The third one, you can duplicate exactly the same to the side, either to this side or into this side. Exactly the same. The position, the arrangement is going to be the same without costing any unnecessary space. I will show you that later once we go into the next session, which is how to build this. Okay, but the downside of this 101 type housing block is housing block is not recommended for small map or small area. As you can see by yourself, this housing block is quite taking a lot of space, right? And also, if you're seeing this, there's 2 monuments here. So to reach this final stage perfectly and to get maximum capacity, which is 2,160, you need to use 2 monuments for that. Okay, not all the time you get monuments. Sometimes you only get monument from the population. Sometimes there's no game, so there's no games for monuments, right? Except if you're conquesting or defending, something like that, you can get monuments. But aside that, this is gonna be cost 2 monuments for that. So for my suggestion, if you want to use this housing block, use this only for your parent city or for a huge map or for the vast empty area. Okay, you got it? Once you get it, let's jump into the next session, which is how to build this 101 type housing block. Right, so 101 house blocks is 8x4 type buildings. So you can start with building 8 houses, either to this side or the other side here. It's up to you, but I will show it for the videos going to this side. So this is gonna be starting with 8 houses. If you're playing Olympian difficulty level, the cost is gonna be 240. If you're playing in beginner, I guess it's gonna be costing around 880 drachma. So yeah, after you create the first 8 houses, then you can skip one tile for the road to access, then build another 8 houses. Once you're done, you're going into the other side, which is with 3 houses or costing 90 drachma. So it's 8 goes here and 4 goes up, right? Then you can close the loop. After that, you skip again one tile and build another 8 houses. Just like this. See, that is just like 1, 0, and 1. That's why I call this 101 type building. So once you finish, then you can start building your roads, connecting everything. Then boom, done. For the decoration, I usually use with the hedge maze. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then combine with column. It doesn't matter. Either you use Doric column, Ionic column, or Corinthian. Doesn't matter. Okay, then I continue again with another hedge maze. Once you reach almost the final stage of housing, then you can replace this hedge maze and this hedge maze with monument. Okay, next is I'm gonna put agora here, fulfill with all the vendor, which is food, fleece, then oil. Then you can continue with adding infirmary, fountain, maintenance building, watch post. Then start continuing with culture such as gymnasium, podium, and lastly theater. Yes, this empty area, you may ask, what's this for? This empty area is gonna be for tax building. So let's try with okay, building here, I guess. Wait a second, I'm going to build granary first to make it easier, and then add maintenance office here. Okay, this is gonna be the palace. Then I can start placing my tax office. So yeah, that's it. This is the 101 housing block. You just build it like this. Once you want to reach the maximum population, you need to replace this two hedge maze with monument. The question is, can I duplicate this? Yes, you can duplicate it without any spending unnecessary space. I will show you the example. For example, I want to copy this into the other side from this side, right? Then you can start again with another 8 housing. Like this. Skip 1 tile, just like before. Adding 3 houses. Close the loop. Oops, wrong, not that area. See? Exactly the same, with no unnecessary between these two housing blocks. Get it? Done. So this is the U-type housing block, final stage. So what's the upside of this housing block? First one, it contains maximum 2,640 population. How about that? And of course, you get 2 monuments instantly once you reach this stage. Okay, the third one, you can duplicate exactly the same with the first one. I mean, this housing block, you can duplicate it exactly the same. Then the fourth one is, it only takes a smaller space, unlike 101. This one takes smaller space, right? Then the fifth one is, it's not costing any monuments. So you can get this final stage without using monument at all. You can see it by yourself here, right? But the downside of this housing block is, once you duplicate this, it's gonna cost you a bigger space. I mean, yeah, I know this one is smaller rather than 101, but unlike 101, once you duplicate, you can remove this hedge maze. But this one, this housing block, you need to keep this hedge maze. And then you can start adding another one here, while leaving a lot of empty space around between of them. That's kind of waste, right? So, and then the second downside is this housing block, it doesn't have perfect cycle. Yes, I know there's only two fountains, only fountains that need to be duplicate, but still just wanted to get your info that to sustain this housing block, you need minimum two fountains, or not one of the side will be collapsing due to uncoverage of the water, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So my suggestion for this housing block, okay, use it for your colony mission, or when you're having a smaller map, or maybe a smaller empty area. Doesn't mean that it's small or tiny map, but it's smaller rather than the parent city. Or also that's if you're having an empty area that only can fit with one housing block, you can use this U type. Next, we're gonna talk about the other housing block, which is the L type. Here it is to build the U type. First, you're gonna build 11 house, which is costing 330 drachma, either to downside or to the other side. Okay, but for this video, I will use to this side. Okay, so it's gonna costing 330 drachma, just like this. Then I will continue another 10 houses, which is costing 300, like this. So it's different from this one and this one. And also don't forget to leave one tile empty space for the road. Once you're done, add 2 houses, which is gonna be cost 60, like this. Then you're gonna build again. This one is gonna costing 270. Okay, so the area for the inside of the housing gonna be the same height, but the other side is gonna be one house difference. Again, another 330 330 drachma here. Once you're done, then you can start connecting the road. Okay, oops, just like this. But for this one, don't connect it like this, but skip one tile first, like this, then close it like this. Once you're done, you can use common agora here. Okay, you can fill it with food, you can fill it with fleece, you can fill it with oil, whatever you want, right? Then you can start adding this fountain here, watch post here. Of course, the maintenance office gonna be at the center. Then you can add infirmary around here. Then the gymnasium is gonna be here, right? Then I will add this first. So this one gonna be my granary here. This one gonna be my palace here. Don't forget to close this road. Okay, then you can start continuing with the tax office. That it's gonna be here. Continue with podium. Last one's gonna be theater. Sorry about that. Okay. Once you're done, okay, we have already three culture here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this is pretty good. Then you can complete it with the adding one more fountain here, then finally one house in between, right? Okay, you can start decorate it with gazebo inside of this housing block. The other side, you can use hedge mess. Some of you may be more liking with park, but I really suggest you with hedge mess instead. The reason is hedge mess is cheaper rather than park, but producing more appeal point rather than park. You can try by yourself. Okay, that's it. This is the U-type housing block. So, if you have question, can I duplicate this? Yes, you can duplicate to the side, just same like 101 type building, but it costing a space, of course. So unlike the 101 type building that you can remove this hedge mask, this one, I mean U-type, you're not. It's not very suggestible to remove that because you're not gonna having enough appeal to improve your houses. Okay, so you can continue again with 330, then continue again with 300. Yes, this is it. If you have question, don't forget to ask it and ask it for ask it and write that under the comment below. This is the final type, the final stage of L-type housing block. It can contains 2,760 population of that. Imagine that. That's so huge for one housing block, right? And then you're gonna get, of course, two population monuments, right? But the downside is you cannot duplicate that. I mean, you cannot duplicate to the side because it's gonna cost a lot more space and spending wasted area just like this. This one area is gonna be a lot of empty. Imagine that if you're doing the same here, so you're gonna repeat that again. So I'm not suggesting that. Second one, of course, as I said the first beginning, that this area already taking a lot of space. yeah, okay. The other downside is, of course, is not having a perfect cycle. You're gonna need two fountains. I know. When you're talking about 2,700 population, adding one fountain is not gonna be that much. Yes, but I just want you to know that this housing block needs two fountains, right? And costing two monuments here and here just to evolve perfectly. Okay, so my suggestion is, if you want to use this L-type housing block, use it for the edge of the map. I will show you just like this. Okay, see, this is better. This is much better rather than at the center of the map, because this area already gone because of the limitation of the map, right? So yeah, you can draw the first one with 8 houses, either to this side or the other side. Again, for this video, I'm gonna start with this side instead. So it's gonna costing 240. And then once you're done, you're going to draw to the other side with 6 houses, or costing 180 drachma. Once you're done, you're gonna build the next to it, fill up, but not fully until the edge. Leave it just one space of houses, just like this. And then you can continue the other way like this, right? So yeah, exactly emptying one space around here. Once you're done, build the road. Then you can add your common agora. You can place it anywhere actually, but for my advice, place it at the edge of your housing block. Example, here, or here, or here. But my favorite, always put it packed into one. For example, just like this, I will put in my food, fleece, and oil fender on that. Then I will build my infirmary there, maintenance, fountain, and watch post. Next is tax office. Before that, I will build the palace first. This is just for example. Okay, then I will put tax here. Then continue with culture. We'll start with podium. So I will prioritize with 2x2 building first, then 3x3, then 4x4. Okay, then gymnasium. Lastly is the theater, right? Once you're done, you can continue with building the rest with the houses, just like this. Okay. Yep, this is pretty good. Okay, you're done with your houses. Then you can go with decoration, of course. Oops, sorry, forget this part. You need to leave it with fountain. If not, it's gonna be collapsing because the range of the fountain walker is not gonna be enough to cover all this area. So yeah, after that, you're gonna start decorating. As usual, I will use hedgemas, of course. Alright, and it's done. So the upside of this housing block, the first one is this is very easy to build. Very easy to remember other than the others, right? Second one, it is a very adjustable based on the map terrain. I mean, this is very adjustable based on the map terrain. I will explain that later once into the next session, which is how to build the single liner, that how to adjust with the terrain. Okay, then to build this, okay, this housing block, it doesn't need any monuments to get evolved perfectly until the final stage. Okay. Next one is you only need one podium here and one theater. Doesn't matter how many housing blocks you're gonna make for this wine liner, even though you have 2 blocks wine liner or 3 blocks, you just only need one podium and one theater. Next is you can place this podium and theater anywhere. Anywhere. Is not you don't have to put it inside the housing block. You can put it anywhere. Anywhere you go. Okay. That's the upside, but the downside is the population only contain around 1,500, which is 1,000 right now 1,512. That's pretty small. It means that you only get one monument, one population monument for this one. Unlike the other housing block, you get 2 monuments. This one, you only get 1 monument. Okay. So, and the next of the downside is you only place podium. Yeah, I know you can place podium and theater anywhere, but it's not finished. You can place it anywhere, but above the start of this housing block. It means that you cannot build podium in here. Or more to the back. No, you cannot do that. You should be above this starting point here. So if, for example, here, or here, doesn't matter how far it is. But yeah, only after before the starting point. The reason is once you build it behind, everything's gotta start collapsing because the philosopher or actors will walk behind rather than to the housing block. Okay. Next is this housing block is not a perfect cycle. Again, even though you only produce 1,500, it is not a perfect cycle. You need 2 fountains for that, because the fountains is not moving, cannot reach this long road. Sometimes it's just half, right? The next is, you can see it by yourself. There are 4 houses is not fully developed. The reason is gymnasium cannot reach until the edge right here. I will show you. So here are the athletes. So the athletes only reach until these houses, not these 4. So to fix that, if you want to fix that, you need stadium to do so. Once you build stadium, everything's gonna be okay. You can remove the drama school actually. See, everything is now start developing, and it's only adding another 48, which gonna produce maximum population is 1,560. Yeah, that's it. So what is my suggestion when are you gonna build this housing block? So if you want to use this single liner, use it if you have a really tiny map. Okay. Or for example, your episode or adventure is an island type. I mean, the type is islands. The map is islands. Usually it's very small. I kind of forget which adventure, which is that you have to build what do you say that? Sanctuary of Aphrodite. Okay, that is the island type housing map. And the other one is once you're having a lot of cliffs, so the terrain is up and down, you need to fulfill that. And the last one is use this one-liner once you want to when you want to fill up the map, the empty space, which is really pretty small. Then you can use this one-liner combined with the other housing block. For example, 101. I'm going to show you the example. So you already built 101 around here, but this area is going to be wasteful if you don't build anything. So you can use one-liner here, following based on the terrain itself. I'm going to slow it down. For example, just like this. Yes, you can do this with one-liner. That is for example. Okay, I think that's it about explanation about one-liner. We jump into how to build that. Yeah, for that, we just gonna build this long road like this. Then you can continue with common agora, food vendor, fleece vendor, oil vendor. Continue with fountain. Fountain must be at the edge here. Next is maintenance office. No, I mean watch post, then maintenance office. All right, next, we're gonna build 11 houses or equals, sorry, not 11, but 13. 13 houses, just like this. And another 13 here. Okay. Continue with the, again, fountain. I will build the palace here. Of course, let's remove this first. So you can see what I'm doing right now. So I will use this roadblock first, then maintenance office here, palace. Okay, next continue with adding tax office, gymnasium, infirmary, This one, we're not gonna build podium, instead college, and sorry, it should be drama school. Last one is gonna be maintenance office. Then you can start decorating behind the houses, which is with hedge maze, of course. Pretty easy, right? Yes, that's it. If you have or you able to build stadium, which is one right here, you just need to remove the drama school here and replace that with maintenance office. Just like this. Very easy. Or you can remove college or any of that, but you don't remove gymnasium over, because with stadium you can have 3 cultures at the same time. So yeah, it's gonna be fully developed. The other thing that very advantage of this one-laner is, like I said before, it can adjust based on the terrain. For example, if I want to build something like this, for example, right, just close this. This is gonna be maintenance, watch post, and fountain. The rest is you can follow just like usual, as long as you can so wait, how do I say it? So make sure your total cost of road is 130 for the houses. For example, I will build something like this, it's 20. Then I can continue. Oops, the first one is 20, second one is another 20, then again another 20, so it's gonna be 60. Again another 20, another 20, another 20. That's 120. The last one is gonna be 10. So this one is for the houses. Then you can start decorate that with houses, of course. After that, you can start building this fountain, tax office, infirmary, gymnasium, of course, where is it? College. Then close it with maintenance building. See, this is very flexible. Then you can decorate every at the side. That's what I mean. At the side with hedge maze. For example, just like this. Whatever aesthetic building that you want, you can build like that. So this is it. Okay, the second one is not the second one. The third one, you can duplicate exactly the same to the other side. Exactly the same. Okay, you just need to put your podium anywhere, but over the head, not the tail. This is the head and this is the tail, or this is the start, this is the end. So you need to put your podium and theater at the start, not the end, because everything will start collapsing. Okay, if you build it at the end. You just need one podium and one theater for all this housing block. Even though you do the third housing block, you still only need one theater and one podium. That's more than enough.
That's how it is. If you're having housing block better than mine, let me know. Comment below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.